Angels, Galactic Federation, Council of Light, Elementals, Fae, Mary Magdalene, beings assigned to our team for our highest, holiest, heavenliest, most divine, godly good, our celestial guardians, and all benevolent beings of light. What do we need to know about this reunited with your lifetime riches after your soul fragments have been unbound? It's a recall of all of your power from all lifetimes with what you have accomplished within this one that you were unable to accomplish in previous lifetimes, including the karmic familial faces that you would previously had had previous incarnations with. Energies whose attempts to unravel you have been futile due to the power that you stand in this current moment. Unable to adapt to the ascension, magic and ritual. All right. So we've got some energies that have been trying to influence the path from previous incarnations. But with this ascension and evolution and soul fragments being unbound and called back, fiery belly of Sekhmet, they have been bound to their own ritualistic practices. They have been bound in this incarnation brimstone. They have been bound in this incarnation. So everything is immediately backfiring due to the lifetimes incarnated with these adversaries that no longer have influence because the soul fragment has been unbound. The soul fragment they were using, that they had obtained in previous lives, that they were using in order to maintain stability. Beat their own evolutionary process by riding the wings of yours. All right, and triumph with the spirit. Nice. All right, what is up, Galactic Golden Nuggies? How y'all doing? How y'all feeling? What's the vibe? I'm sorry, I had to dive into this energy real quick to get a feel for what we were gonna be talking about today. So for those of you that this is gonna be resonating for, that already is resonating, you have stepped into a position to where the fragments of you that have been recalled to your form, the power that has been called back to you, is not just from this lifetime, but previous lifetimes, to where individuals that had been a part of many incarnations, with the way that you had failed to evolve, you had failed tests in previous life that you had passed this lifetime. It has unchained you and unbound you to these individuals, as well as that soul fragment that had been bound within a previous incarnation due to the failure of a test when it came to these individuals that you didn't trust your intuition on. You didn't trust your guidance. You didn't trust your gifts. And with the calling back of your power and your soul fragments, you have unlocked new levels within this lifetime you hadn't previously unlocked in any lifetime. You were at your most powerful this lifetime because of all that you have accomplished. If you were like, my life has been fucking traumatic, you know, PTSD, motherfucker. Like, if you have been through some shit this lifetime, it is because you were completing out cycles that you had failed. You were completing out lessons that you had failed in previous incarnations in order to expand upon this one. And this message is definitely not going to make sense for everybody, okay? We do have the musky muskrats in here being musky, and we got, you know, some baby star seeds going through their awakening process because another wave has awakened that are just tuning in. So, you know, just ignore the musky muskrats, and for the baby star seeds, if this is not your message, take what resonates, leave what doesn't. You may come back to this message later and resonate with it then. But for those of you that are currently resonating with this, you've accomplished a lot in this lifetime. I just heard more than your fair share. The pieces of you that have been called back were the keys to new realities. You are the key to a new reality. And there are elite individuals, like this is not just karmic reincarnated family members, like karmic individuals that we had been bound to by blood in this lifetime, or individuals that we had been connected to romantically. This is also individuals that have maintained positions of power throughout lifetimes by steering individuals incorrectly so that they could use these soul fragments for their benefit. And today of all days, because I know that there is another, I don't know if you would call him an intuitive. He just picked up, he's a manifestation coach, but I believe he is also an intuitive. He picked up on a massive shift that was verified with I'll have to post it. I just don't want everybody getting wrapped up in the shift happening in this moment, because it's a shift that has already been completed with the energy that we're sitting in. The reason I bring it up is because what he picked up on, we talked about earlier, where I had asked y'all to quantum leap with me, where we were all going to, let me not get distracted by the chat, where we were all going to shift this world, not just individually, and it worked. Earth's vibration has shifted. Earth's energy, Mama Gaia's energy, has shifted. The healing of the divine masculine, Osiris, rises. Somebody was attempting to keep this expansion from happening within this lifetime because of who was connected to your energy. This is not just about a divine counterpart. This is about the awakening of the divine feminine, the restoration of feminine energy, as well as the masculines awakening to their true power and understanding the divine feminine as a whole. Understanding that women are not objects. We are to be seen as so much more, because we are so much more than what certain elite energies wanted women to be perceived as, wanted us to be perceived as. So divine masculines are now looking at us completely differently than the way that they had been programmed to within this timeline, which means that program has been broken down and dismantled. So a lot more divine masculines are awakening with the recall of soul fragments. Not just divine feminine recalling our power, but divine masculines as well. So good job, divine masculines. Because I know a lot of divine masculines struggle with the awakening at first because of how you've been programmed to perceive this reality and how you've been programmed to lean on your logic. And when it comes to the supernatural and spiritual, it's all about your soul and your energy and your intuition. So with you awakening in this way and standing in your power, you have broken down programs of toxic masculinity. The way that masculines were being programmed in order to maintain a certain energy within this realm, to keep the planet and those on it, specifically masculine energies, from ascending into this position. So this is beautiful because everybody's in everybody is on track with the Most High's plan, with the way that this planet is meant to evolve. If you're feeling some like nervousness, some anxiety today, it's because we are currently in, they said not currently in, you are acclimating to multiple timelines being brought forth at once with the soul energy that you have recalled. Superposition. There were timelines that our energy was sitting in where us bringing forth the highest vibration of each of these timelines is being compressed in this moment. We talked about this on TikTok yesterday. And I'm feeling this slight anxiousness, this slight energy where I love y'all, but I'm not really looking at the chat because I know the musky muskrats are out for absolute blood today. And I can't afford to get sidetracked with this message. So if you are feeling some slight anxiety, if you are feeling like the energy is off, it is because there is a compression of timelines with your soul energy being recalled from these timelines. And the compression of timelines that are being brought forth into one timeline, the current timeline you are in, is the highest vibration of each of these timelines. So if you're a Yeah, if you're a multimillionaire in one, and you play piano in the other, and you're a photographer in one, and these are all of the attributes that you have aligned with in this timeline, if this is what is meant to be brought forth for you to have your highest vibrational evolutionary experience, those are the timelines, and that from each of these timelines is being compressed in this moment, in this timeline. So you're gonna feel a little bit off because it's versions of you being brought forth into this form at the same time these timelines, these highest timelines are being whoop, 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 brought forth. So it's gonna feel slightly uncomfortable. You're gonna feel slightly ungrounded. You're gonna feel, you could be feeling nauseous as well. You could be feeling as though you're walking a tightrope. It's because of all of the energy that's being compressed into your form into this moment. You were prepared going through the crystalline process to hold this much light. Power to conjure lower vibrational forces. This is also power over the 7 scorpions. If you've looked into Isis and Osiris, specifically Isis with the 7 scorpions, these scorpions were her guardians. Yeah, some slight lightheadedness. I've been also feeling that today. So Lynette, you're not the only one. And that's how I knew. I felt, the best way to explain this is like I'm looking into different rooms at once. Like I'm looking into these rooms for something. And it's like I keep entering different rooms, like opening different doors. And each of these doors that have been opened, yes, it's bringing forth from that door what is needed for this one. So it's kind of like a tailspin. It's like being in multiple places at once. Y'all know that saying where it's like I can't be in multiple places at once, but we can, and we are. And those versions of us that are in multiple places, multiple timelines, superposition, are being compressed into this one. So it's going to feel like multiple versions of you are coming forth. Like there are going to be, it's like multiple versions with these multiple emotional expressions. So at one point you may feel nostalgic. Another point you may feel irritated. Another point you may feel happy. And it's happening very quickly to where you're like, why the fuck am I parkouring through these emotions? It's because these versions of you are being compressed into this one. Just ride the wave of energy. I'd say give it 24 hours, to be honest. Especially with the intensity of the energy today, with what day it is, ride the wave of energy. There were a lot of darker elites that were trying to shift the timeline for their benefit, and we shifted it for ours. No, I'm sorry. But no, you're not gonna Freddy Krueger my back. I love you. So, confirmation with Loverboy jumping up here. Who's talking? Was that Miamacita? Miama. That is Miama. You hear Miama? So they attempted to shift the timeline in their favor, and we just birthed in an even greater timeline than before. Whatever was done in order to try and manipulate the timeline for a darker one, manipulate the timeline into a darker one, we collectively used our energy to shift it into a extremely high vibrational timeline. They said 5D and up. 5D and up with the 7 scorpions here. The power to conjure lower vibrational forces. So there were groups working to try and destroy the work that we had done in order to maintain, not only to birth and maintain a unconditionally loving, high vibrational, light-filled timeline. And this just backfired poorly. So you're going to see more individuals in a position of power fall. It is already happening. This went horribly wrong for any individual that was attempting to influence the Most High's plan. Most High's plan for this planet. Because this was to deflect, those of you resonating with this was to deflect the way light workers were stepping into a position of power. It was, they said not just to deflect, but redirect so that they could maintain a position of power. So any individual trying to corrupt this balance, corrupt this light energy, has had this light energy infiltrate their timeline in a way where it is cleaning up this corruption. So again, with the oddity we're feeling the corruption being cleaned, the contamination that was trying to trickle into our timeline being not just redirected and returned, but cleansed. Which means whoever was attempting to redirect the way this timeline was going is going to be the one that falls. Confirmation. Multiple individuals were playing with something that they didn't fully understand. But it was out of pure desperation, which is only elevating you. Which means if your success, if your finances, if you haven't seen your experience match your energy, you're about to. We've got, y'all know the video I just uploaded. We got Mercury retrograde coming up, the 1111 portal, as well as the end of a 15-year cycle. With this end of a 15-year cycle, there was pure desperation to infiltrate using the 1111 portal and 1111 portal to redirect what we had aligned with and the way that we had called our soul fragments back in order for this full restoration in this lifetime. So anything that, the best way to explain this is any elite individuals that were coming through trying to snatch the collective's toys, trying to snatch the collective's happiness, trying to snatch the collective's, like, you're on the playground, they're trying to bully you. These individuals have just been put in a position to where they can no longer affect this timeline with the way that this energy's been solidified. And with the end of this 15-year cycle, this is the solidification of your abundance. This is the solidification of your triumph and success. They cannot take from you what you're destined for because of how you've recalled your soul energy, and they've been depleted of starseeds' soul fragments. They can no longer obtain, like, there are still some sleepers that are pouring in to individuals that are making an absolute mockery of this planet, but for the majority, we have aligned with the 5D timeline, where we are pulling this world into an unconditionally loving state of existing, vibrating. We're moving this planet up. It will not be backtracked. Like, it will not be pulled back into a timeline of darkness, a timeline of dystopian imbalance. Because that's not the way that this world was meant to run. So there are individuals that, hard head, soft ass, they're gonna awaken in due time. But the majority of us are seeing through any way that these individuals are attempting to harvest energy. Any way that these individuals are trying to get our attention in order to have our intention set on them. And where your attention goes and your intention is where your energy flows. They have been depleted due to the fact that we have been focused on our soul mission. Our healing. And in that healing and unlocking, ascending and unlocking new levels, these new levels required the fragments of your soul from previous levels you had failed that test in. So with you passing that test, that soul fragment is called back, the compression of the timeline of your highest vibration from that experience you were meant to align with if you had completed that task. That test is being brought forth now to where that soul fragment is being used to unlock this door, shifting you forward with that timeline to where you were meant to experience that experience that you didn't get to experience because you didn't complete that test. That message is not going to be for everybody, but we were talking a little bit about this on TikTok, and I wanted to go deeper into it today. Because it's like we are gaining multiple keys. Right now, our spiritual keys look like janitorial keys because of how many soul fragments have been called back that has expanded our experience, which in turn, initiation, has expanded the experience that this realm, this planet, not just this realm, but this planet is meant to have. Because as we ascend, as we heal, so does the planet. So with this initiation, more light workers are awakening because of how they are, like we talked about in the previous live, they are acknowledging, they are seeing with their third eye the coding that we had left behind with the overcoming. So they have now been initiated divinely spiritual testing of Ra, God energy, and the Lady Isis. So this lets me know that there are waves right now going through, I just heard completing out tests. Specifically, there are individuals, divine masculines, that are meant to be aligned with a divine feminine that are completing out a cycle. Because it's time. The end of a oh my God, that makes sense. The end of a 15-year cycle is on November 19th. There are divine masculines wrapping up a long drawn out cycle and connecting with their divine feminine. So we're also going to see waves of unions. This is also union within, being balanced within and having your external being just as balanced as you are. I just heard the riches from previous lifetimes are being unlocked this lifetime because you're ready. You didn't get to experience a lot in previous lifetimes, and that's why you went through a lot, because you didn't face the tests needed in order to unlock that experience in previous lifetimes. So you did it, you said, give me everything. This is my last incarnation here. I don't want to come back. Hit me with everything. Put me through what I need to get through in order to complete this lifetime. So I can guide from the other side. If you're resonating with this, you told the Most High, wake my ass up and make sure I finish what I started. And God said, okay. Our spirit team said, who? Are you sure about that? And we said, yep. Sign my ass up. If I have to go back, sign me up for everything I need to complete so I don't ever have to come back again. And our team said, ooh, okay. Yep. Past life, present power, the many spiritual faces of you. There was a time limit to complete this. There was a time limit for these individuals to corrupt and mislead you. And there was a time limit for us to complete this. That's why you're being rewarded in the way that you are and applauded by the ethers, because this was needlepoint precision. With this past life, present power, unlocking all soul fragments of you was for you. Unlocking all soul fragments of you was unlikely due to the many alignments you could have taken. They're showing me different alignments for myself, but when you work with me, they'll show me different alignments for you with the current energy that you were in. But for example, like if I had stayed with the individual that I had thought was my counterpart, I wouldn't be here today. The decisions that were made put me in a position to where, and these were hard decisions. These were decisions that if I hadn't have walked away from certain individuals, if I hadn't have trusted the divine's guidance, I wouldn't be here today. Christ consciousness, exactly. Those of you resonating with this, you look back, some of us, because I've had experiences where I know I died and I came back. Some of you have had experiences where your soul was giving the option to not come back. And you said, I'm going to finish this. Put me back in my body. Or you have completed this out as an entirely new energy. This transformation would have totaled the average individual. But you refuse to give up. And this really was needlepoint precision. It's like each and every one of our guides was on the edge of their seat with this, don't give up, come on, keep going. Like, I know this sucks really bad right now. I know that you feel like it's not going to get any better right now. I know that this is the worst thing you've ever experienced, but get up, come on, just keep going. Please don't give up. Like, this is going through everything. The shit that you didn't want to complete in previous lifetimes, completing it now. And at any point, you could have chosen to opt out. You could have chosen to give up. You could have forfeited this. And you would have had to come back. And other individuals would have been able, like, whether this is karmic reincarnated connections or elite individuals attempting to maintain a position of power, you would have had to come through again in order to unbind these soul fragments of you, disappointing and dishonoring your ancestors. because of how their soul would have still been enslaved because you did not break through these generational curses and take on this mission. It's like everything was on the line. This is why you're receiving everything. And you feel this in your spirit. You know this message is for you because you know you have gone through everything necessary that has put you in a position to not only be an influence and inspire, but to change the world with the income you receive. But it took going through the most brutal divine initiation because of how many soul energies, not just your ancestors, but outside of your form, were connected to you. How many individuals in this realm are meant to connect with your energy, that are awakening because of what you've completed. And there's 101 likes in here right now. 11. Perfect alignment. You are literally perfect to the divine. You are literally perfection to the divine. Like we are the divine's baby. Like this, the shit that has been completed. I just heard you're extremely impressive. Because with as many incarnations that you had previously failed tests in, you took all of it on in order to unlock the full version of you necessary for the expanded exploration of experiences within this realm. It's not just a few timelines that you pulled in. It is all of your soul being recalled with all that has been completed in order to unlock all to you, which is not easy. Not many have done this because of how hard it is. How many times individuals don't complete out death and rebirths. This is the completion of each cycle of death and rebirth. And it's not just uncomfortable, it's painful. This is the shedding of the old, the integration of the new, but the installment of soul fragments from all versions of you. This is not an easy process to get through. Back to back bars. Oh my gosh. I'm sorry. I get excited when they do that. Yep. Thank you. I appreciate you so very much. And know that the light that you see in me is also the light that you have in you. Don't forget to honor it, acknowledge it, and shine it wherever you go. And yes, if you're feeling like your head is vibrating and you know this is your last incarnation, it is because you are pulling in all of these timelines necessary for the most expanded experience you've ever had. Like, you are literally, y'all better use the 1111 portal to your advantage. I mean it. Because you are in the energy, the most powerful version of you that has ever existed due to what you've completed in this lifetime, to where anything is possible. It must first go through the divine. The Most High has to see out this alignment and whether or not it's for your highest vibrational good and the highest vibrational good of the planet. But if it is, it's yours. And you know what I'm talking about. Because if you're just in it for the money, if you're just in it for the fame, you're not gonna receive it. Some of us don't even, like, y'all, I'm gonna be honest with you. Seeing the numbers go up in the chat and seeing the numbers go up on YouTube fucking terrifies me. Like, it's something I'm doing because God guided me to do it. Because God knows these messages, the divine knows these messages need to get out for you to understand, be prepared, and fulfill your mission. Be prepared for all that comes with your mission and fulfill your mission. But like, seeing how many individuals have been watching, how many galactic golden nuggies are now a part of this galactic golden family, anxiety, bro. I really have to sit and meditate before I start these lives, because I always wanted to be a singer, but I never wanted to be on stage in front of thousands of people. Like, for me, it was always just having fun. And with these channels, I take them so seriously. Like this, when you get these channels, I want you to use them to vibrate into your highest vibrational timeline to succeed here. So that is why I take my time with these messages, and that is why I make sure that I get everything I need from the divine before I even start, like recording, like press the live. But for me, it knowing how many souls are watching me terrifies me. But I do this because I'm supposed to be doing this. And I know that fear, false evidence appearing real, all of that energy is outside energetic invaders attempting to stop these messages from coming through. So I start them. No matter how much anxiousness, no matter how much anxiety I'm feeling, I always press the live button. And for the most part, I'm always here. Because this is me breaking out of oppression. And the reason that I'm telling you guys this is your mission's gonna scare you. Your destiny is gonna scare you. It's big. I mean, overcoming these feats, going up against adversity and practitioners, that's nothing compared to what you've unlocked. Because of how many individuals, how many souls are going to be saved because of you, are going to elevate because of you. And I know that's a lot to put on your shoulders, but this is what your soul aligned with in this lifetime. This is what you were meant to do. This is why you have overcome everything that you have. It's not about the fame, it's not about the fortune, it's about the impact. It's just fame and fortune comes with that. Recognition comes with that. But you have an understanding of why you have to repeatedly overcome this fear. Why you have to repeatedly, like, you can't run from destiny. The destiny that you fought so hard to unlock. The destiny that is yours. You can't run from what's yours. And with enter the chamber of healing in the divine chamber of Lady Isis, there's going to be a time period where you go into hermit with all that you've received, and it's coming up soon. Like, if you have not already received this, you're about to. Some of you have already received this. Like, there are individuals that have messaged me and even commented in the chat about contracts they just received, job positions they just received that requires them to go overseas, relationships they've come into. All of these things are happening very quickly to where exactly maximum impact, maximum effort. With this, you are going to be good to go into hermit mode, to take time for you to get acclimated to the new. But you can't stay within this mode forever. You're meant to be recognized, you're meant to be seen. And with the amount that you're receiving, with the amount you have unlocked, with the experience you have unlocked, you very well could take this and go get a house on the beach. Like, just run away to Hawaii. Like, you really could, if you wanted to, disappear. You could stop showing up. But you're not meant to. You're meant to influence all those whose soul energy is interconnected to yours with the experience that, because of you overriding in previous lifetimes, you have unlocked for others. And what I mean by overriding is you have decoded and recoded certain programs within past lives. They said not just past lives, but within other dimensions where energy was being used, star energy was being used in order to propel this planet, and all in alignment to this planet, down a darker direction. Because of you, you have not only assisted in the realignment and balance of this planet, but the cosmos and all the dimensions. This is why that is true. They just said this is why recently you haven't heard of a new Mandela effect coming out. People talking about a Mandela effect that recently just came through. It's because balance is being restored, but it's because of you. And this is awakening other souls within this realm that no longer want to stay in the rat race. The endless reincarnation loop of not fully fulfilling their destiny. Not healing, not evolving, not expanding in any way, shape, and form, but staying within what was comfortable, what had previously been deemed as acceptable and was comfortable until it was not. Because of the light. Step into your vibration of love. Because of the light that was brought through. Because of you. It's also with this portal above the pyramids. We talked about this previously. That this is now being shown on this card. There is a portal that with it being opened in the it opened because of you, but you're nowhere near this. Eye of Horus. Something you saw. A gift you unlocked. Ooh, we dove into this in the previous a previous reading. I think it was like 2-3 readings ago. This portal, whatever certain energies we're attempting to use and harness from this past life portal, it was only open for you. You are the key to accessing what comes through. It was only meant for you. And in this, whatever's been encoded in your system with this portal being open, you have spread it through other systems. Like they're showing me like we're a computer system. Again, motherboard energy. But this whatever this portal has brought through that has been programmed within you, something that this coding that's been activated that you have shared, it's spreading throughout this planet. Not just throughout the souls on this planet, but the planet itself. They're showing me codes within the planet, like spiral codes within the core of the planet expanding out. The way this light is moving through the planet. What does this have to do with us and this past life restoration? Divine Guardian, protection of the winged mother. It wanted to land on this new beginning. Protection of the winged mother. Mother energy is also like Mama Gaia. Within this deck, there is a card with this on the front of it. That card is life restoration. Mama Gaia has it in her hand. This mother, this divine guardian, has this sword with this life restored amulet, scarab beetle with a ruby. Rubies are about reunion as well as royalty and riches. It was all in the hands of the divine with the restoration of Mama Gaia, with the restoration of what this planet should have been at this point in time. This isn't just an end of a 15-year cycle for us. It's a 15-year cycle for the planet. And I know we've been, like, there are waves before us that have been awake for a while. We have been awake for a while. All the work that we have been putting in throughout this all of these 15 years, with the recall of our soul, it's also been recalling pieces of Mama Gaia. Like what had been corrupted. They said, not pieces of Mama Gaia, the antidote to the corruption that had infiltrated this realm. Your awakening, your ascension is the antidote. And the more we heal this planet, the more the timelines shift, the more this planet ascends, the more light workers will be in power. Yes, like a spiritual Fibonacci. Yes. Okay, I hope this is making sense for y'all. Because with this planet changing, more light workers are coming up because of the way that these corrupt individuals can no longer maintain a timeline to where they're in power. Which means the correction is lower vibrational individuals being moved out of the way for light workers to be put in place to further shift and nurture this realm. It goes far beyond us. Exactly. Mama Gaia was infected. She was. Upgraded to Terra Nova. But we are what assisted in the upgrade because of how even Mama Gaia was being bound with this corruption, which was infiltrating other realms and planets. This is what caused the Mandela effect, is the imbalances in other dimensions trickling into this one. It was an indication of what was going wrong. It definitely is giving Moana. Aren't they releasing a new Moana too? Mama Gaia is Earth. Mama Gaia is Earth. The planet. So it was like everything that was occurring, even global warming, was an indication of how the realm had been distorted. We were receiving warnings for how at one point this was going to be unfixable. So this is why the stakes were so high. It wasn't just about our evolution, our healing, and our recalling of soul fragments in order to expand the experience within this dimension, within this realm, on this planet, but it was also the healing of Mama Gaia. Bringing through I heard totality of highest vibration to the point where there would be no resurgence and resurrection of distorted elite deception. Distorted deception. Because of the way that we're seeing through these illusions now. The illusions, the deception led towards our energy being harvested. Because of how we had a distorted view of our destiny. Therefore, individuals in a powerful position were able to use that to their advantage. With how we were allowing our energy to be transferred to what we were holding our intention on. And with us, we woke up, with us waking up and breaking through this illusion, the distorted timeline that we had been in, to where they were throwing things in our face in order for us to consume, maintain, continue to be docile, and maintain the machine, we've broken it down. And in that way, we now understand that it is reparations. Divine spiritual reparations are due. This is cosmic law for all that we've been through. This is not just what we've unlocked with previous lifetimes. This is reparations. These reparations may be coming through from authoritative figures like the judicial system within your physical reality. But if it's not your physical reality, you are receiving in your physical reality because of the influence you were under, that you have broken through. And in that, you have assisted Mama Gaia in breaking down programmings that were keeping her bound from her ascension process, from the planetary evolution that this planet was meant to be experiencing. Like this, we were, like I say in previous lives, we were meant to be more advanced than we are. So these are reparations coming through for how our soul energy had been used to manipulate karmic law. Not just in this lifetime, but previous lifetimes. And for those of you that are like, what? Basically, there were elite individuals. There were individuals in a position of power that were able to bypass karma by us pouring into them. This is why individuals in a position of power wanted to be worshipped. This is the fall of false idols. Icons. Any individual that is being perceived as a false god. Because their energy came from those pouring into them. And this is how they were bypassing karma. This is how they were bypassing their evolutionary experience, their healing, their purification. And then they were using that energy to further steer souls incorrectly. Basically lead souls to hell, lead people to hell by their darker influence that they had maintained off of soul energy, starseed soul energy, in order to continually keep this planet bound in darkness. Keep this planet bound to darker corruption. For those of you this message is for, I know it's deep, but you will understand, because you know that there was once a time where we looked at individuals in a certain position and we looked up to them. We were pouring into them. If they're musicians, we were listening to their music every day. If they're actors, we were watching their movies all the time. We were Googling them. We were keeping up with what they were doing. And that, with our attention on them, was us pouring our energy into them. And that's why we weren't fulfilling our destinies, because our energy was not focused. Our intention was not focused. We needed to call back our energy, call back our power, and pour it into our soul's incarnation here, to pour it into our soul's mission. Pour it into why our soul came here. And the more that we started doing this, the more that we shifted our intention, our attention, and called back our energy, the more that we completed out cycles with the overcoming that we needed our energy to evolve with, the more that we overcame, the more we unlocked, the more of us we called back from previous lifetimes, the weaker these darker individuals got. Which has shifted the planet completely to where the planet has broken through binding that was keeping it in a state of distorted darkness. I know that's heavy, but it is all connected. Yes, they had us trapped in the age of Pisces. Yes, they did. Very daydreamy, very head in the clouds energy. They said illusions, like Neptune. Yes. Which isn't Neptune like Pisces energy? I heard yes. Okay, makes sense. So now you see, you calling in this new reality, it wasn't just for you. We collectively did this to where we pulled in the highest vibrational timeline for the ethers. And this is why it took everything we had. This is why we went through everything that we did, and this is why we are receiving everything that we are. They said patience. Patience was not the key. It was your soul energy. Being patient while not putting in the work wasn't going to get you a higher expanded experience. They keep using that term, expanded experience. Because the more that you have evolved through, the more that you were able to do within this realm. The more you unlock within this realm for you to experience. Okay, that was it's 111 right now. Confirmation. If y'all been seeing this number, this is confirmation for you. So you're receiving everything that is due. This is divine reparations for you to make a massive impact in this realm. And complete out the life that your soul, to complete out the life that your soul came here to experience. So you're not leaving here until you get the higher vibrational outcome of what it is you had been through. And you're going to see the planet experience this as well. Because your soul, you stated, this was you didn't want to come back. So you are receiving everything. You are being put in a position to experience everything. So your soul does not have to return. They said not everything. Not in the way that others expected. Wow, this is deep. Because they're letting me know your soul, most of you, like if you're resonating with this message, you're going to resonate with this part. You have experienced everything. Like you have experienced every form of trauma here. You have gone through everything. And with going through everything, because I had a question, they expanded on it. Red rum. The old version of you that energies attempted to sacrifice, that was the death that you went through in order to be resurrected as this evolved version of you, as this higher vibrational version of you. Because I was like, well, what if we get, my question within my mind was, what if we get to a certain level and like we haven't experienced that yet? Is that going to be an experience later? And they said, no, you've already been through that. That version of you was taken out. It was like that version of you was an offering to the divine, but these individuals had intended for your demise. So it is divinely classified as red rum, but it is the red rum of your previous version. Because if the intentions of these individuals had fallen through, if the intention of these individuals had gone through, you wouldn't be here today. Because that was their intention. Because they thought with you not being here, they would get something from your energy. So we have experienced that, just not in the way that that had been classified within this realm. So yes, we have literally been through it all. And that is why the experience of it all, as well as a long life, because you have yet to have that. You have yet to experience a long life with everything that you've ascended into, with the knowledge that you have gained. You have not experienced being old with this much power, with everything that you've acquired. You have not experienced growing old. You have not experienced growing old with the love of your life. You have not experienced growing old and not worrying about your children, because they live in an incredible world. This experience is going to be, they said, all lifetimes in one because of the fact that you won. But you won because God put you in a position to win if you had been obedient. And you were. You're going to look back when you're 70 and 80 years old and know that you have fully lived life. I like that. That's how I'm gonna end that right there. I'm gonna leave that right there. Because that's a beautiful way to leave this. You're gonna look back and realize, like, this really, like, when you are 70, 80 years old, you're gonna look at the way the world is. You're gonna look at your children, your grandchildren, your partner, and go, this really is my last life. I have lived life. And it was a beautiful life. Shit, some of us are gonna be living till 120, okay? Who knows? Just know that you are going to be looking back at these experiences right now and going, we changed everything, and it was worth it. Went through everything, got to experience everything, and look at the world now. And that is beautiful. So for those of you this reading was for, congratulations. You have passed through everything in every lifetime that was being used as obstacles within this lifetime to continuously keep you from calling back your soul fragments so that you would never step into the power you're in today and be the world catalyst, be the world wave maker, the world changer that you are. It was unlikely you would ever reach this point because of the needle point precision required, you being the needle, to compress all of these timelines and call back all of these fragments of you to experience life in the way that you're about to. And you did it. Shit, I'm proud of you. This is beautiful. I love you guys. I appreciate you so deeply and so dearly. And I want you to celebrate yourself. Go eat like a snacky snack. Go eat like, go get something for yourself. Go do something for yourself. You deserve something nice. You really do. Because after all that you've been through, you deserve something that just soothes the soul in this moment. You deserve to celebrate all of your accomplishments. Because all of this energy work, as well as continually accomplishing in the physical, putting in the spiritual work, and then also going to work while dealing with musky muskrats and hoobly jooblies, I'm so proud of y'all. I really am. This is beautiful. And I want y'all to be proud of yourselves too. After everything you've been through, you won. I want you to put in the chat, or if you're watching this later, put in the comments, I won. I won. I affirm that I won. I am the one, and I won. Because you did. We did. And this was a long battle. This was not just between karmic individuals we had incarnated with. This was darker elites within this realm that were trying to maintain lower vibrational, corrupt, distorted, destructive timelines. We won a galactic war. That's what this is. Lifetimes of war between that of which we could not see. We've broken down the prison paradigms within this planet. Like in the Matrix where he says you're in a prison that you can't smell, taste, touch, or see. Now we fucking do. And we've left coatings for other beautiful starseeds to see it too. Which means this prison has no more walls. Because light workers are going, hey, wait a minute. Even baby starseeds are awakening to these programs and going, no, this isn't right. Very quickly. There's no more prison walls. This is the breakdown of Babylon. The fall of Jericho. And the rise of everything light. We did that. After long lifetimes of fight, we finally made it right. After long lifetimes of fight, we finally made it right. So you are going to see individuals that were once in a position of power continue to just whoop. I mean, we've already seen back-to-back CEOs resign because they were doing something nefarious. and they got caught doing something nefarious. There's going to be more. Just know that the more corruption that's exposed when it pertains to these CEOs, these corpse rations, aka corporations, such as like Amazon, eBay, Wayfair. We're going to see something come out about Wayfair. I feel it in my spirit. There are going to be corporations such as that are being exposed. There are going to be individuals that can't acclimate to the light, so they start losing their mind and doing something ridiculous. They just can't handle the way this planet has ascended. So, be prepared to see some more menagerie with the way that we have shifted this timeline and put other light workers in a position to break right through these bindings immediately, so that they're no longer stuck in a loop of not fulfilling what their soul came here to do. So I love you guys. I appreciate you. I honor you. Please honor your own energy. Honor your own experience. Get yourself something nice. I'm not saying be frivolous with your money, but you deserve like a bubble bath, a nice shower, a nice juice. I don't know. Whatever it is that you've been putting off just because you're like, man, I'll do it later. I'll get it for me. Like, get something for yourself now. Get yourself something nice. And if you've been slacking on, because you are an investment. If you've been slacking on, like bubble tea, get yourself a bubble tea. If you haven't, I just recently, listen, I went to Family Dollar and I got myself some new sports bras. They're cheap. I'm not saying you gotta spend expensively. I'm not saying you gotta spend a multitude of money. No, because you gonna Freddy Krueger my back. I'm not saying you gotta go ball out, but I'm saying do something nice for yourself. Because I had been putting off getting new sports bras until I had quite a few holes in my other ones where I was like, I need to. I can't be showing up to the gym like this. That is besides the point. But like I said, you don't need to ball out. Invest in you. What are you talking about? He's yelling at me. He really wants to get on the back of this chair. But I'm in a shirt to where his claws will Freddy Krueger my shit because, yes, because you can't be back there. You can't fit with your little gargoyle toes. Anyways, I love you guys. I appreciate you. I honor you. And I will see you again tomorrow. So until then, stay peaceful, unconditionally loving, stand united, and remain respectful unless disrespected. Then check with the Most High before you check a motherfucker with grace. And like Jase would say, XXX Tentacion. Ay. If anybody tells you to lay down, run them over. But not with your car, vroom vroom, with your energy. Because we have nothing to prove. Our energy does it for us. And wait a second. Jeanette. Hold up. Jeanette, I don't know if you're still in here. I just saw your Cash App come through. Your donation. Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you. I really do appreciate it. Thank you, Jeanette. I just saw it come down the top of the screen. I was not paying attention, but if you're still in here, thank you. Thank you for pouring into me, and know that you're going to receive it back infinitely in every way that is deemed necessary within this experience that you have aligned your soul with, that you are currently aligned with, and that is due. So thank you. I love you guys. I appreciate you. Thank you so much. And I will seriously thank you, because that's going to help me get a bag of cat food. So that's exactly where that's going, is getting some cat food. So thank you guys. I'm sorry. I need to run over to TikTok because I'm talking way too fucking much. But I love y'all. I love sitting here talking with y'all. So let me stop procrastinating because I got to get over to TikTok before it gets too late, because I still have to run to the store before it gets dark. So I love you guys. I will see you again tomorrow. And until then, I love you. Have an incredibly magical day. Bye, guys.